So today I've been called out here to take over this basement walkout stone installation. There was a mason was here installing stone right along here, and the steps on the inside of this platform here. I assume he can't manage it. The homeowner called me up, and here I am to try and take over this and hopefully get it done the right and proper way. So I want to walk you through the process if this is something that you're interested in learning how to do. With no further ado, let's dive right into the video. Before we jump into the video, all I ask from you is to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe down at the bottom there for more upcoming videos like this one. That's all I ask from you for making these content. With no further ado, let's dive right into it. So these are the stone that we will be using. I just see if we're gonna reuse them. They already installed them earlier. They're not too bad. Some of them we might gonna have to clean up a little bit. I'm gonna go right along here with coping, 2 inches by 12 inches. Right along here, down in there, right there. I might gonna have to cut down in the concrete a little bit, so that way I have a better slope to my drain. I'm gonna try and see if I can remove the insert into the drain and see if there's a way how I can bring it up a little bit. So I'm gonna start by cleaning out the area, removing all this stuff that is in here. So let us go ahead and remove all these garbage before we go ahead and start our installation process. Behind me here there is some concrete that I'm gonna have to chisel down, use my jackhammer and jackhammer it down so that way I can form my slope towards the drain. Here I'm just trying to chisel it down as much as I can. That way I can easily form my slope, because I don't want, when I put my stone down, I don't want it to go no higher than the door sill. So we have to get a level and put it on top of our stone and rest it on the door sill, and it should fall right to the level of the door sill. So that's how I know that I need to chisel down some of the concrete in order to have that flush off with the door sill. Here I'm just trying to figure out the layout that we have to do, being as most of the stone is already cut. We're trying to use as much as we can rather than have the homeowner to go back and buy a whole bunch more. Most of these stone have a lot of mortar spot on them, so afterward we're gonna use some chemical and hopefully try to get off some of the mortar spot that's on the stone. Here I'm just trying my best to make the best mark as I can. If this stone was like full, I'll probably do it a bit different from how I'm doing it now. Not huge different, but like even where I do the joining in the middle, as I go you will see I'll probably start right where that one is right now, rather than go right over in the middle where I am making this mark right now. But like I said, you know, we have to use this stone according to what is there, so that way you don't have to go back and buy too much. And here I'm just checking with the sill now, just to make sure my stone is sitting flush with the door sill. It's important to choose the right contractor to do these type of work, guys, because you will have lots of guys who come out say they know how to do certain things on your house and they have no idea. They just go on the internet, watch some video, and then they go and mess up, you know, mess up people's job all the time. Here I'm just running my level across just to make sure both of them are in line, so that way we can take the measurement for the other one that's gonna fall across. Just putting my level here now just to make sure that it's lined up with the corner. So I want to have all 3 corners line up with each other, all 4 corners, and then we're gonna mark it and have Chris cut this for us, and then we just put it right back in place. I'm just doing a dry fit now, so cut all my stone, dry fit them, so that way everything fit nicely, and after we're gonna install them. This is how it is now. So we finished all of our cutting right now. We only have these 2 pieces for the right beside the door sill. Alrighty guys, so here I made my first cut to install my stone. So being as we're gonna have the same coping go right around the hedges here, I measure my coping is 12 inches, inch and a half hang over here. And all I did, I make a mark right here and I cut my first stone. We're gonna start our installation from here going down. Okay, so I'm gonna go for like a quarter inch coverage of mortar here. I'd prefer to get the always want to kind of rake it to the shorter distance rather than the longer. Oh, come on, what, 2 inches over? Yeah. I have 2 inches overhang here, or maybe or thickness of our stone that's gonna go in the face is 1 inch plus quarter inch joint. So I said I'll go with 2 inches hang over here, just so that we have enough space to put our stone or mortar and just have a little bit of lip there as well. So I install my stone. What I want to do next, I want to put my level across just to make sure this first stone gonna line up with the coping that's gonna go right around. Here I'm just checking it right now with a piece of stone right there. So the first stone I set, I know that it's gonna be level with the coping that's gonna go right around where Chris is standing right now. We're putting on our second step, which we cut it so that we have we have quarter inch joint space on either end of the stone. If it's 4 feet across, you want to minus half an inch for mortar space. As I go, I fill underneath with mortar, that way I don't make a mess as I go up when I'm ready to put the riser stone underneath there on that, so it make it more easier for me rather than do it afterwards. It's a bit difficult to get in the stone because of the stone on the side. Here I'm just taking some measurement now so that Chris can cut the riser that's gonna go there while I'm putting on the steps. Installing the step, all I did, I just install the stone, bang it down with my mallet and make sure it's level across. And I also want to have a 1% slope, so I want to slope it towards the drain as I go down. That way you prevent water from settling onto your steps. It's important as you go, you measure on both sides of the step to have the same 2 inches hang over. As you see, we go and measure to make sure we have the same 2 inches. Here I'm just going over, showing Chris how to read the tape basically. I think I'm gonna make a video, guys, of explaining how to read the brick tape. I know probably a lot of guys out there have difficulty at times. Here I'm just making a mark to cut piece of my stone that's gonna go right across piece of the riser. Okay guys, so this is where we're at now. As you see, we finished most of it, come all the way down. We only have one step right over there. After I finish that one, we're gonna come down here. As you see, I already cut most of my stone. I try to cut it to some of them was already cut. The previous contractor was doing it. He already was trying to cut it out to figure out how to do it. So I try to work with whatever cut he have here and try to work out the pattern as best as I can, so I don't have to have the client buy a whole bunch more stone.
over there, those stone, you was using them already. I just see there's a whole bunch of mortar on the stone. I have some chemical inside there. I just see it's right over there. That's what I'm going to use to help to try remove some of those mortar spots that is on the stone right now. So we only have one more step and then we're going to keep going. Trying to slope my water to run off right into the drain here. Once I did that, I also want to level it. My next step is to measure here to have 2 inches on both ends. Guys, we want to spray the back of our stone. Let it put a little bit of water.
So here I purposely bring my stone over into the drain a little bit so that way I can put my drain onto the stone and mark it out. And now I'm just making a cut. I'm just cutting into my stone around 1/2 inch so that way I can have my grill sitting level onto my stone. Here I'm just using a cold chisel just to chisel out the 1/2 inch that I cut so that way I can have my grill sitting right into my stone. So that way the grill is flush off with the natural stone. Here I'm just using some mortar right now to secure the grill into the stone. That way it don't move once I fit it in. So we only have these 2 pieces here. This piece here, this is the purpose of me chiseling out the concrete earlier, because I want the piece that's gonna go beside the sill here to be flush or level off with the sills of the door.
Put my drain right over it, my drain cover. I just mark it, just drop it right over inside. So right now my cover is sitting right on top of my stone. Looks better rather than keep it low down in there. So I'm gonna remove my spacer now, so that way I can start my jointing.
So here Chris is starting to prepare the mortar for the joint. First he threw around 1/4 bucket of water into a pail, had some bonding glue, mix up the water. After he had some cement into the water, mix it around, and afterward we're just gonna throw sand and keep throwing sand until we reach the consistency.
So here's the mortar, guys. Looking for a mayonnaise peanut butter consistency. What I did here, I used type S with all-purpose sand, and I put a little bit of this maple mortar here just to kind of hold it together. I also took a little bit of this concrete well just to help it to bond to the existing stone better. Here I have my bag. I'm just gonna wet it. I have a scoop. Just gonna take up the mortar, put in my bag, squeeze it in my joint. That's coming up.
Filling a joint is pretty simple and straightforward. I have lots of video that I go more depths in details if you're interested of learning how to do it. But basically you just ring the bag so that the pressure go to the head and the mortar will come through, and you just fill the joint. We have it sit there until it's dry. Afterwards we just use our jointer. You can get your jointer at your local hardware or building supplier. And you use your jointer to just basically joint it, rake it off, and afterwards we're going to use a method later on up in the video where if it's too wet you can do it this way. So keep on watching so that you see the new method that I discover later on.
Guys, here I could have cut my stone 45, but if I were to cut it I only have one piece that is this long, so we would have to make a 45 here and also a 45 down there. So being as we only have one long piece, we're gonna go with 90 degree. Still gonna look nice in my opinion. So I just put this as a dry fit. We're gonna remove it now, put our mortar, and do our installation.
So here I'm just running a string line just to measure to see if I have enough space to put my coping stone that's gonna go there. I realize that I don't have enough space, so we're gonna have to cut it down. Either I cut it down or I would have to remove this stone right here beside my level. I would have to raise this stone up high, maybe another half an inch, which if I did you would have a huge space underneath the bottom, which if you're going down in the basement you will be able to see that. Here I'm just use a small piece of coping stone just to see where is high from where is low. Now I decide I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off some of the concrete, which only take us like 5 minutes, rather than have the big joint underneath this where you would be able to see that. So once we cut it, we make a few chop. We just use our jackhammer. There I wet it, and I also put some banding glue. I use my broom and paint it over it. Here I'm doing the same thing. You want to make sure you remove the dust and the debris before you go ahead and install your stone or put your mortar into that. I'm just putting on the mortar onto my wall. Just use our trowel and level it out. We also have a line right to the edge, that way we have everything nice and straight in line running right along the railing of the walkout here. Here I'm just leveling it just to make sure that it's nice and level.
Guys, I wet my concrete down with some banding glue. I should say water mixed with banding glue. This mortar that I'm using here, it's a Mapei mortar.
recommend the regular mortar. I recommend some mortar with some form of adhesive inside of it. We need 1/4 inch joint space, so we need to cut it 42 and 3/4. 42 and 3/4. Haze over your stone, so I like to have it sit down, sit here for a while. Okay guys, so finish my joint. Now I just get piece of sponge. I have 2 buckets of clean water. I'm just going through right now to clean up my stone right after I do my joint. Like I said earlier, this job a previous contractor was doing it. So you see I have lots of mortar on this stone. That's from the previous contractor. The homeowner have some chemical where he's gonna come back after I finish. He's gonna use the chemical to remove all the spots that's on the stone from the previous contractor. So I'm just using this sponge now just to clean them up nicely. Okay guys, well there you have it. Hope you get value from this video. If you do get value from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe for more fun video like this one. Don't go away. Watch one of those videos. Pretty sure you'll learn something. Thank you for watching as always. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.